What's up guys, Tim Wilson here from 58 Degree and Tim Wilson UK, and welcome back to the Golf Club 2019. It is the end of the week. It is, well, the event for the week is finished. All 4 rounds done and dusted in the bag, so I'm going to play one of the recommended courses from the TGC Tours website, and as you can see on the screen, today I've chosen Ethos Club. I've left all the course conditions as default, and there is only one distance on this one. It is one tee set basically, and it works out at just over 6,800 yards. So we're going to be playing off that one, and we're going to be playing on pin set number 1. I haven't actually played this course before, so we're just going to jump straight in and start this round. So it looks like we've got firm, medium, fast, and then the rest is default. I haven't actually changed anything, so let's leave it as it is and jump straight into the round. And as that's loading, while that's loading, I just want to say thank you for all the support, for all those people that have watched all 4 rounds of this week's event, which was the Dunes at Lake Marie. It was the Barstool Sports Open. Thoroughly enjoyed it. A little bit up and down, some good rounds, some bad rounds, and some indifferent rounds. For those of you that have yet to subscribe to either of the channels, either 58 Degree and or Tim Wilson UK, please feel free to do so. If you do enjoy these videos, hit that like button, leave some comments in the box below. For those of you that have left comments already, you'll know that I do reply to the comments, and they are always welcome because it's always a good sign of support. So let's get this round underway. This wouldn't be on the recommended course list or in the recommendations if it wasn't a particularly good course. So let's get the round underway. It looks like it's fairly wide open actually. Let's zoom out and see if we can have a look around. It looks like there's a lot of these bunkers with plants in them in the middle of the fairways. So let's just get this round underway. It's a little bit different. I tend to like different. I do like RCRs. I'm a big fan of RCRs, but I do like when somebody does something different, something a little bit extraordinary. So let's see what this one's like. Oh, I got 106 yards. Looks like we've got a... Yeah, this is a shared green. It's a massive green, man. Look at that. There's very little to distinguish it from the fairway, but it is a huge green. We want to make sure we get this in the right place because that could roll off all over the place. All right, 107 yards. I think that's about bang on, actually, for the yardage. Don't have to rely on the full swing method because this isn't for competition. So I can just flick it. It's weird because after playing four rounds in the event this week, you get so used to trying to do everything by the book. It's actually quite a change to play around and not have to do that, to try go back to the flick method. And sometimes I find myself still doing the correct method that doesn't get me disqualified from the events on TGC Tours. 515 yards, par 5. So this course hasn't received enough plays yet in order to get handicap rated, so I'm not going to pay an awful lot of attention to the stroke index on the holes. It's had 84 plays. It's rated at 4.5, which is pretty good even for 84 plays. I tell you what, you really have to thread the needle on these greens. Look at this. Look at this. There's a lot of slopes on these. This is another one of these double greens. I wonder if he's done that with, or he or she has done that with every single hole. That would be interesting. Really interesting. That looks pretty good actually. It might be a bit long, as long as it doesn't go down one of those slopes and roll off the green. 33 feet, so this is for an eagle. This is a par 5, so it's not too bad. 151, so they're not too fierce, but we don't want this to go screaming past the hole, otherwise we are going to be in trouble. didn't quite hit that hard enough, but that's still rolling. That's going to leave me about 4 or 5 feet, so I can't grumble with that. 6 feet. So we should be able to pick the birdie up here. That's back-to-back birdies, hole 1 and 2. Right, hole number 3. Par 4. As I say, not paying too much attention to the stroke index. Yeah, it's really strange how we've got these bunkers with the bushes in the middle of the bunkers. I haven't seen that before. I've seen it maybe sporadically, but not on every single hole. I might go out wide here. And the only reason I say that is because of the pin placement on the green. I think this will give me a better angle at that flag. Because you can see the pin is in the back right. Let's have a quick look, see if I'm right. Yeah, back right hand side of the green. That's a difficult, another shared green. That's a difficult pin placement because you really have to get, let's zoom in and have a look. You've got to get up that slope. There is a slight backstop at the back there, so there is one saving grace. It's playing about 187. So I am going to loft up a 6-iron here and see if we can get this to slow. I think even this might still be too strong. Has it got up the slope? It has got up the slope. So we're on the right level. Got a slight uphill putt. Not a lot of lateral movement, so that's good. It's got enough legs, so we've got back to back to back. That's 3 in a row. Got a nice cheeky little birdie train going, but this is the first of the par 3s. Let's see if this one is a shared green. I wouldn't have thought it is, being a par 3. No, it's not. But it looks... Or is it? Hang on a sec. It is. It is as well. Let's see if I can swing that around. There, you can see the other flag just behind it there. You separated it a little bit, but it is a shared green. Right, let's zoom back in and have a quick look at this one. I'm going to have to, definitely going to have to loft that up. 15 mile an hour. Wind was stronger than I thought, but we should... Let's have a look. Yeah, we've held the green. It's going to be a long putt, 50 feet. And it's up quite a tough slope at 2 feet. Let's move that over to the left. It's going to slow up on that slope. There we go. And then it should release a little. There we go. Not too bad. We're not going to pick up the birdie there. We make sure of the par, and let's move on to the next hole. Par 5, back-to-back par 3s. So is this... No, it's not the one on the opposite side, because that was at a different angle. Or is it? Not quite sure. Right, that wind should really start to pull that round now. That is not too bad. That is not too bad considering that wind. Get in. Alright, back on the birdies. 4 under through 5. I must still stress that I am still playing on the pro clubs. I'm not changing it in between playing on the tour and playing these casual rounds. There's no point in doing that. I'm just leaving it exactly as it is. Right, 119. I think that wind is going to push that up beautifully. Yeah, another spot on shot there. Leave myself with 9 feet. Left edge, straight in the middle of the cup. Nice one. Another par 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I think this is the one. No, it's not. That's another. They are all shared greens. They are all shared greens. It's going to be a bit long, I think. I did loft it up quite a lot, so not too bad. 7 feet. Another birdie. So that is 6 in 7, I think. Yeah, 6 in 7. Hole number 8. 412 yard par 4. Let's go down this right hand side. The pin's situated on the left hand side of the green, so this will give us a good angle to attack it at. Let's have a look at this. 112, playing 114. Add a bit more onto that. I pulled that and the wind's not going to help me here. I'm hoping that slope is. I think it kept it where it was. It didn't do me any favours from a getting it closer to the hole though. Get in. Okay. Seven and 8. Right, 9th hole, par 5. 544 yards into a 15 mile an hour wind. So that's going to make it really difficult to get there into. Because that's going to be nowhere near. Yeah, we are not going to be getting there in 2. But let's have a quick look where the flag is. Let's put this out here. Well, that wind takes such a lot of pace off of those. 79 yards into a 14 mile an hour wind. Right, let's see if we can pick up the birdie. Okay, 8 in 9. That's the front 9 finished 8 under par. Right, so back-to-back par 5s. This is the 10th hole. It is playing 532. This time we've got the wind behind us, so we should be able to get a really, really long way down this fairway. Yeah, that pitched at about 300 yards, so it's always going to be way over 300. So we've got 213 to the flag. Not necessarily an easy shot, mind. I'm going to try and run this up. It's going to run down the other side of that slope. That's not too bad. We're going to have about 25-30 feet maybe. 29 feet. Let's have a quick look at this. Tell you what, there is not a lot of lateral movement on this one. It is 1 foot downhill, so we've got to be a bit careful of the change in elevation. Just get it over the slope, let it trickle down to the hole. Yes, and we're in for an eagle. Alright, good way to start the back nine. 10 under through 11. Sorry, 10 under through 10. Don't know what I'm on about. 10 under through 10. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Get down. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that to get down so quickly. That's rolled all the way off, so that is going to be a tough birdie opportunity. Right, now we have to try and pick up the par. Whew, we managed to get the par. What we didn't want to do is drop a shot. I wanted to try and get at least a bogey-free round. Par 3, 189. That wind is blowing an absolute gale on the left-hand side. Is it going to bite? Is it going to hold? No. So the back nine seems to be, so far, tougher than the front. Right, we're in. That's back-to-back pars. So after that eagle to start off the back nine, followed that up with 2 pars. I have to say, even though the course has these features with these bunkers, the thing that makes it difficult is not so much the fairways, it's the greens. It's the slopes on the greens that make it really, really tough. That wind is properly picked up now. Still didn't have quite enough welly to get there. That's still a long putt. And a tough putt as well. 28 feet. Decent lag putt. Leave me about 3 or 4 feet just to tidy up. Okay, in for the par. So I'm either not playing as well, or the back nine is definitely a tougher test than the front. But as you can see, with these 287 par 4, with these fairways, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of danger on these fairways. Even though we've got these bunkers in there, there's a lot of wide open space. It's when you get up around the green complex that it really is quite tough. So you have to get the ball dead close to the flag, and which is easier said than done. I've got to admit, this is it, albeit it's showing stroke index 18, and I'm not going to put too much faith into that. This is a tricky hole to play, because at 287 yards, you know that drive is going to be too much. Even at 270, it's probably more like a 3-wood if you're playing the Master Clubs, which is about 254 or something along those lines. That'll do. That should be enough for the birdie. Be nice after those 3 pars, just to get a yellow number back on the scorecard. There we go. Four holes to play. Another relatively short par 4. Let's try and thread the needle here. We've got a really strong tailwind, so we should, provided we can steer clear of that bunker, get this about 320. It is slightly uphill there, so that is going to be about 30 odd yards, 37 yards. Okay, it checked up a little quicker than I thought it was going to, but still 8 feet. Let's see if we can clean up. Yep, we're clean up. That's another birdie. So I think we're at 12 under now. Yeah, 12 under, heading into the final 3. Not going to be getting anywhere near that bunker straight in front of me, so I'm just going to give that a good whack. There is a slight headwind on that, so yeah, we're never going to get there. 269, 270. Excuse me. Suffering with a bit of a tickly cough and a cold at the moment, so I do apologise. That is playing probably the yardage at 174. It's probably playing 173. So we got a headwind. Should come back to the left. Yeah, that's looking good. And it should stop fairly smartish. Yeah, I'm pleased with that one. 11 feet, 1 inch uphill. A bit of movement from the left. There we go, 13 under. Let's see if we can take this to 15 under. That would be nice. What have we got coming in? We've got a par 5 and we've got a par 4 to finish. So 15 under is on the cards. And we've got a short par 5 at 513 yards. So we've got about 230, 244, so we could struggle a little bit to get up here. I'm certainly going to give it a good whack. Needs a good run. I think there's a slope there, so it's going to struggle. In fact, it's going to fall off the edge. We are going to have either a chip or a flop shot here. It's definitely going to be a flop shot. And that should be a kick-in birdie. See, as I say, provided you can get the ball close to the hole, which I didn't manage to do on the approach shot to that one, but being a par 5, the third shot, if you get it nice and close, it's a fairly... It's not a tough course. I mean, it's not particularly refined. I mean, you get down here and it looks better. I mean, I've got to say, there hasn't been... If you think about from a course creation perspective and the amount of hours that would have gone into this, it's probably not as many as some of the other courses that you know, from the likes of Arctic Fury, Crazy Canuck, and the likes of those guys, you know, when they're talking about putting well in excess of 100, 200 hours into a course creation. So it's quite a simplistic layout, but it is by no means easy, especially when you put the wind into the equation and the undulations that you've got on the greens, the pin positions. I mean, that's a fairly modest pin position there. There's not a lot of green in front of it. But you've got to make sure you get it up there, otherwise it is... See, that's what makes it difficult. Even though it's a 13-mile-an-hour wind, this could go screaming past the hole. Just like that. It's not too bad. Little to the right, 17 feet. Let's see if we can pick up the birdie on the final hole to take this to 15 under. Is it in? Yes, it is. 15 under par. I'm pretty pleased with that. Guys, check this course out. It gives you a nice challenge. Put the settings on default and it will add that. It'll add a nice wind in there, which adds the extra difficulty element into it, but it's definitely worth checking it out. It's the Ethos Club. If you enjoyed this video, this is the course recommendation from TGC Tours that I'm going to be doing on a Friday at the end of each week. Yeah, be sure to give it a play. I mean, it is a great course. It's well worth a play. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to either 58 Degree or Tim Wilson UK, or if you'd like to, both of them. Feel free to leave some comments in the box below. And until next time, guys, take care, and be sure to check out the website 58degree.co.uk. There's all sorts of lots of interesting information on there if you want to check out some of the results from my previous tournaments. Links to the PGA Tour leaderboard, the European Tour leaderboard, the official World Golf Rankings. There's a whole load of information on there, so be sure to check it out, 58degree.co.uk. And I will see you on Monday for the first round of next week's TGC Tour event. Take care, guys. Bye.